Hello everyone, I am Govardhan and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to develop a to-do web app. Through this app, we can able to track all our tasks that we want to complete in the future, and we are able to check those tasks after they completed, so that we can keep the track of all our tasks that we want to complete. This is how our project works. Now let me show the demo. I already hosted our project in my GitHub account. So let me first write my first goal. Go to gym. After clicking on add, see it was added to our task list. Next I will add study Java and practice. After clicking on add, it was added to our list. When we complete the task miss, we can simply check that one, so it will get strikeout. It means this task was completed. If you want to delete the task miss, you can simply click on this X button. After clicking on X button, it was going to delete. You can add any number of tasks like play cricket. See, it was added. Even if you refresh this app also, your tasks will not be deleted and they are stayed as it is. This is our project, guys. Now let me go through the project and show you how to develop this project. Please continue with me, guys. Please open your Visual Studio Codes and get ready. Now let's begin. I'll first create a HTML file, index.html. First I'll create a boiler template. For creating the boiler HTML template, simply you need to type exclamation mark. See, we got our boiler HTML template. I will name the document as to do web app. Yeah, that's it. Now let me explain this one, guys, how we can what is my plan and how I going to develop. See, this is the body of our HTML template, and this white color box is a div, and in that div I'll create a heading. This heading I'll name it as h1. Next in that div I will create a form. In that form there should be a input section and a submit button. I'll name it as add. After clicking on this add button, see, it will create a list. So in this div section, it has a heading, a form. In that form it has an input section, submit button, and unordered list, the task list. This is how our project I'm going to develop it. Now let me get into the project and let's start developing it. First I'm going to create a div named as to do app. I created a div of to do app. In that div I'm going to first give a heading. I'll give heading as to do web app. That's it. To do web app. After giving heading, next I'm going to create a form. So let me create a form. For that I have to type form hashtag. I'll name it as task form. So let me do it, task form. See, I created a form with ID task form. Next I'm going to create an input section. Input type is equals to text, and id is equals to, I'm going to give task input. And also next I'm going to place a holder, guys. In that input section I'll name it as enter your new talks. Okay, that's it. Next I'm going to close this one, so let me close it. Yeah, that's it. Next I'll add a button, guys, so let me add a button. For that, let me simply type the button. I'll name it as btn. Yeah, I created a button with class name as btn, and type is equals to submit, as I already discussed with you guys. Also I'll name this button as add. Yeah, that's it. Now I will close the form. It was already closed. Next we want an unordered list, guys, to store our tasks, each and every task. For that, let me create an unordered list. For creating unordered list, we have to use ul. I'm going to give id as task list. Yeah, now I'm going to create, see guys, now I'm going to give some random values. Now we will change the these tasks when we code for JavaScript. Until now, let me give some random values. So let me give random values li task 1. So let me give these 3 times task 1, let me copy it. I'll give this one 3 times task 1, task 2 and task 3. Yeah, that's it, guys. Looks like we completed our HTML part. Now let me click on go live and run this one so that we can keep the track. See, we just completed our HTML part, guys. Let me open its side so that we can keep the track when we are coding. Now I'll create a CSS file. I'll name it as style.css. Next I'll create a JavaScript file. I'll name it as script.js. Let me connect these JavaScript and the CSS file to our HTML file. So let me link it, link CSS. Yeah, that's it. Now let me link our JavaScript file. For linking JavaScript, we have to use script src is equals to script.js. Yeah, we linked our HTML and JavaScript file. Sorry, we linked our CSS and JavaScript file to our HTML file. Now we are good to go. I'll give this, for these things I'll give the class name as checked. See guys, you can observe this thing. When we click on this thing, you can observe that a line will appear and it will become checked. For that we need to do some CSS coding guys. So we need to give the class name for this unordered list. Right now just I am creating some random values. You can change them further in our code, don't worry guys. So let me copy it and paste it here. This is our to-do app. Next I'm going to go for CSS and code for style.css. First I'll write the CSS for our body. So let me start with the body. I'm going to give the background color here. So let me give background color as, I'll choose any one of the colors from here. Which one will be good for us? Think I'll go with this one. Yeah, looks nice. Next I'm going to give the height. I'm going to just give the total height as 100 VH so that it will cover entire this window. Next I'm going to give the font family. I'll give font family as Arial. Yes, that's here. Next I'm going to write the CSS for this to-do app guys, this div section. So let me write the CSS for to-do app. It means our div section. First I'm going to give the width for our to-do app. So let me give the max width 600 pixels. Okay, next I'm going to give the background color. So I'll give the background color as white. Sorry, let me change it to white color guys. Yeah, that's it. You can see this, our div section was appeared with the width of 600 pixels and a background color of this white color. Next I'm going to give the padding guys, so that this div section will appear at the center. I'll give a padding of, let me give the padding. So I will give some padding at top, left and bottom so that it will appear at the center. So let me give the padding. I'll give the padding top 20 pixels, left and right 30 pixels and bottom 50 pixels. So let me don't give space here. Okay, that's it. Next I'm going to give the margin guys, so that our file will appear, or D section will appear at the center. So I'm going to give this top 120 pixel margin, and left and right I'll just simply leave it auto so that it appear at the center, and I'll bottom give some 15 pixels. So let me give 120 pixels. Left and right I'll simply leave auto, and I'll give bottom 20 pixels. So let me show you guys. See, our to-do app appeared at the center. Now you can see that. So let me give here a 5 pixels and see what will happen. Now also good. I'll simply go with 5 pixels. Next we are going to align this heading into the center. So let me do that quickly. Sorry guys, before that I'll give some border radius, so these borders will become something smooth, not like this sharp borders. So let me give border radius. I'll give border radius as 15 pixels. Okay, see now they appeared in smooth. Next I'm going to write the CSS for to-do app. heading 1. So I'm going to align the text, simply center, that's it. See, now our text will appear at the center. Looks like we are at the good path. Next I'm going to write the CSS for our form, guys. This entire form, I want this form to be in center. For that I have to use display flex. Next I want to align the form in the center. For that we have to use align item center. Next I want some little bit gap. I'll give gap at 10 pixel. Next I want some, let me see them how they appeared. There is no any much bigger changes, so let me give a margin bottom. I am giving margin bottom as 30 pixels. Okay, next I'm going to write the CSS for this input box, guys. So let me do that. For that I have to use input type is equals to text. Type is equals to text. So here I'm going to give the width, guys, for this input box. Width I'll give as 70%. Next I'm going to give some padding as 20 pixels. See, after changing the width, our box size was increased by some 70%. See, this box was 70% the size of this div. Next I'm going to give the padding at 20 pixels. Next I'm going to give the border at 4 pixels, and also some color. I'll give the color as, let me give some random color and change it after that. So I'll change the color now. Let me go for some good color, guys. Is this thing okay? What color I gave? This one. Okay, this was nice. Next I'm going to give the border radius so that these edges will be smooth. I'll give border radius as 15 pixels. You can see our edges became smooth. Next I'm going to give the font size. I'll give the font size a 1 rem. See, our font size increased. Next I'm going to give the margin left so that it will be little bit inside the div. So margin left. I'm going to give a 20 pixel. Yeah, now it appeared perfectly. Next I'm going to write the CSS for this button, guys, this add button, btn. Same, I'm going to give the background color. I'll give this background color, and I'm going to change the border. I'll just simply leave the border as none. Next I'm going to give the color, guys, the text color. See, it was not visible, we have to change the color. Let me change it to white. Okay, now it was visible. Next I'm going to give the padding for this box so that it will become some big. At present it was not visible, 30 pixels. Yeah, you can see it was increased. Next I want to make this, while pointing the cursor, it should become the pointer. So let me change that. Cursor will be pointer. You can see this now. Next I'm going to give the border radius so that our edges will become smooth. I'll give the border radius 15 pixels. Next I want to give the font size. Add was not visible currently, so I want to change the font size. I'll give 1.5 rem as a font size. As you can see, the add button was now visible a little bit good. Now I want to this button to hover, guys. When we point out the pointer at this button, it should change the color. For that we need to write the code using .btn hover. So while hovering, I'm going to give list type as none. Next I'm going to give the font size. Let me change the font size 1.5 to 1.1. Next I'm going to give the padding, guys. I'll give padding 10 pixels top, 6 pixels left, and 10 pixels bottom, and 30 pixels right. That's the padding that I'm going to give. Next I'm going to give cursor is equals to pointer, that already given there. Next I'm going to do, yeah, that's it, guys. Next I'm going to write the CSS for our unordered list. Sorry guys, this CSS is for our unordered list, not the hover. Sorry, I made a mistake. Now it will be easy. See, as you can see, its font size was increased and padding was done. 10 pixels at top, 6 pixels at left, 10 pixels at bottom, and 30 pixels at right. So it has some good padding now. When we place the cursor on it, it should become pointer. Yeah, it was. Next button hover, I simply just change the background color. We don't want many things to happen. We just need to change the background color. Let me change it to this green. Let me check it. This was not nice. Let me change it to red. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, now it was good. Next I'm going to write the CSS. We need some checkbox here, guys. In front, see, let me type this and type Java. See, we need a checkbox in front of this list, so we need to add the checkbox here. So let me quickly add the checkbox. So let me type ul li before content. Before I'm going to add a checkbox. Next I'm going to give a font size for this. Font size 25 pixels. We need a checkbox here, guys, so let me check the checkbox for copy paste. It was taking little much time, guys. So let me open this one. copy this thing and paste it here. Yeah, that's it. Now you can see this checkbox was appearing now. Next I'm going to give some position, guys, so that it will appear some little bit perfectly. While using position absolute, you need to use the position relative at your parent. So here for ULLI, before ULLI is parent, guys, so we need to use the position relative. Next I'm going to give left, so that -1. Next I'm going to give top 4 pixels. So let me change this thing. I'll change it to -4. It didn't change much, so let me change it to 6. Let me refresh it. Not much change, so let me change these things. I'll give here -1 pixel. Yeah, here you can see this now. This checkbox was appearing before it perfectly. Now let me give this to 4 so that we can see any changes. Yeah, now it appeared perfectly. Next I'm going to write the CSS for this task list. Here I'm going to give the padding before these tasks, so I'm going to give 0 pixels and 30 pixels bottom. Now they appear some good. Next I'm going to write the CSS for this. When we click on checked, it should become a line will appear in on this thing, guys. So for that I have to use ULLI dot checked. We are now writing the CSS for this class is equals to checked, guys, don't confused. So here I'm going to give the text decoration. So see, when we click on this thing, a text will appear on this thing. So for that we need to give text decoration. So I'll give text decoration as a line through. Next I'm going to change the color also for this thing, so I'll change the color to this thing. See, as you can see now, as you can see, this was appeared. Next I want this a tick mark inside these boxes, guys. For that one also we need to do CSS ULLI dot checked before. So those before thing represents our checkbox, guys. So in that I need content. So for content I'm going to copy it from here. Let me copy it. So I'm going to paste it here, Ctrl V. Yeah, that's it. As you can see, our checkbox appeared. Next I'm going to give the color, guys. I'll give the color, let me change the color little bit, guys. Here also I'll go for violet thing. Here also I'll go for some pink thing, pink and violet thing. Now it's okay. I think we just completed our CSS, guys. Now we need to go for our script.js and do the JavaScript. Let me just comment out these things because we no longer need these things. We take care of these things in our JavaScript code, so we don't need to worry. I'll comment out these things. Yeah, that's it. Let me refresh it. Our file was updated. Now I'll go for our script.js and continue my JavaScript. Now I will use document.getElement by id method to get the input from our HTML file. So let me create a const. So I'll create a const named as task input. I'll use document.getElement by id. So here I'm importing task input. See guys, here we are just using document.getElement by id for this task input. Let me see where is for this thing to get the input from here, the data that we entered in this enter new task box. So the same way we need this 3 times, so let me copy it quickly. So copy and copy. It is task form here, task form. I also need to change here. It is task form means, let me check this thing we created get element by id for this thing. Next here it is task list, so it is task list. This task list is this thing guys. Where is it? This thing. Next we are going to add an event listener guys. After clicking on this add button, what will happen? We need to create an event listener. So let me create that quickly. Task form dot add event listener. So event listener will work when we click on submit. So need to give the submit, so it will create, let me create e function. Here I'm going to use e prevent default for getting the correct output. Next I'm going to create a task title that is equals to task input dot value. Next I'm going to print this task title. Let me print it. Okay, that's it. Next I'm going to create a list item so that I add in this unordered list below this input box. So let me create it. List item is equals to document dot create element. I'm going to create an element here. So after that I'll do list item dot inner HTML is equals to task tile. See, I just created a list item here and I'm giving it the value of task tile here. So it's task tile. Next I'm going to append this to task list. So let me append it. Task list dot append list item. Okay, that's it. Next I'm going to make this task After entering the data, guys, this box should be empty. After clicking on this add button, the data will be taken and it will be printed out under this box, and this box will become empty. For that, I have to do task input dot value is equals to an empty string. That's it. Next, I'm going to, so let me run it, guys. Let me run it and see. So I'll type early, I'll type wake up early, wake up early. Let me click on add button. As you can see, this was adding, but it was not showing our data. It means we have a lot of things to do. So let me, looks like we made a mistake. Here it is a value, guys, not a real value max. It's a typing mistake. So let me add now, wake up early. Let me click on add. Oh, it was giving undefined, so still we need to do something. I think here I have an error. It is small v, guys, not capital V. Now I will check it and give it as hello. See, as you can see, our data was adding perfectly now. Now we will continue our code, guys. Just a simple error also, our project will fail, guys. Keep it in mind. So next we need to, I'll add, see guys, after clicking in this, I'll show in this thing. See, after clicking on this thing, you need to, a line will appear on that thing, and also our checkbox will become ticked. So let me do the coding for that thing right now. So let me add an event listener here also, task list dot add event listener. Here event listener will work through click. So click, comma, I'll create any function if, here I'm checking our target dot tag name is equals to li, means this list. This list means this list. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna make e dot target dot class list. We're gonna toggle the task class list dot toggle, and we're gonna make that thing checked. See guys, we wrote this code for to toggle the tasks. So let me show you. I'll type Govardhan now, Govardhan. Let me click on add. So I'll click on see. Now it was getting toggled. See guys, and also we need a into button, guys. When we click on this, our task will be closed. So for that also I need to write the code now. So for this thing I need to create a span. So let me create the span. So for creating span, I'll go here. Here I'm going to give let span is equals to document dot create element. I'm going to create the span. Next I'm going to do span dot inner HTML. After creating it, I'm assigning the value across for printing the cross, we need to use and times, guys. This is code for cross. So yeah, that's it. Next I'm going to add this cross to our list item dot append, sorry, it's append child, guys, not simply append child of span. After appending it, we need to make this, after adding these things, we need to make sure this input box was empty for next entry. So let me make that task input dot value is equals to empty. Yeah, that's it. Next I'm going to come here and write the code for this cross button. If target dot tag name, target dot tag name is equals to span. Next I'm gonna do const li is equals to e dot target dot parent element. I'm gonna get the parent element, so let me get it, parent element. After getting parent element, I'm gonna remove that thing from our lists. So let me remove it. Yeah, that's it, guys. So let me do the code quickly. I added something. Let me click it and let me click on the cross thing. Yeah, here you can see that it was appearing. We have to write the code for the CSS for this cross button, guys. So let me do that quickly. So I entered into my CSS file. Here I'm going to write the code for our snap. So let me do it quickly. UILI dot, think it was, I named it as span. Yeah, it was span. Here it is, li span. I'm going to give the position as absolute, guys, position absolute. Next I'm going to give the top 1.8 pixel and the right thing as 5 pixels. See, guys, here I am just going, let me show you the thing. When we click on this, it should have some 1.8 pixels space on the top and 5 pixels space between this task and the cross button. So for that I'm doing the CSS, guys, don't get confused. 5 pixels. I'm going to give the color. Next I'm going to give the color, let me give the color as, I'll give red, guys. Wait, I'll give red. Yeah, that's it. Next I'm going to increase the font size, guys, so that the cross will appear some little bit big. Okay, that's it. Now let me do the coding. Click here, you can see this, our cross was appearing little bit big and it was in perfect size and shape and at the perfect position. Let me click on that thing. See, our task was deleted. Now this was not over, guys. We have some little things to do, so let's complete it them. I'll show you, guys. See, even without entering the input, when we click on add, see, this task was adding. We don't want to work like this, so for that thing we need to make some little bit changes in our script.js file. So let me delete it and write code for our script.js. So yeah, here I'm going to check it, guys. if task title is empty means then I am going to alert. Sorry, it's not event listener, alert. Then I am going to alert please enter your task. Yeah, that's it. Next I'm going to print this whole data in else class, guys. So let me use else condition here. So I'll cut it from here and I will paste it here. Yeah, that's it. Now I'll show you guys. See, when we click on add button, you can see an alert message was popping up. Still it was not over, guys. We need to do few more changes. So let me type and show you. Hello, we type my name. See, when we click on our name, when we refresh it, the data was not saving. We need to save the data so that we can able to track our daily tasks. So it should need to saved. So for that thing we need to create a separate function, guys. So let me create the function. I'll name the function as save list data. So let me create it, save list data. I'm going to save it to the local storage dot set item. I'm going to add the list item here, list item. Then next I'm going to do task list dot inner HTML. Don't worry, guys, here I'm adding our task list to our local storage so that we don't able to damage our information. We can able to get the information from our local storage even we refresh our project. That's what we are doing here. So let me do it. We need to pass this function at every position of our project. Let me do that quickly. So here also we need to pass this thing. Here also we need to pass so that our data will be stored at each and every step. So guys, we just saved our list data. We need to show them, guys. Even after saving, we need to retrieve the data and show them. For that we need to create one more function. Let me create it. Function show data, show list data. Here I'm going to give task list dot inner HTML. We are going to retrieve the information from our local storage dot get item. We are using get item here. So here I am using list item. And also we need to pass this function at the end of our JavaScript. So let me pass it here. Yeah, that's it, guys. I think our project is good to go. Now let me enter our tasks. Go to gem, click on add. As you can see, it was showing, and when we click on this thing, it was striking it out and it was getting checked. Now let me add one more thing. Wake up early. Okay, next I'll do one more thing. I'll give now code for website. Yeah, That's it. When we click on this thing, it was getting checked, and when we click on into button, it was deleting. Now let me refresh it and check whether our data was saving or not. Yeah, here you can see this, guys. Our data was saving perfectly, and this is our project, and it was ready to use. We can able to track our day-to-day daily tasks, and we are able to get them checked when we completed it. This is how our project works, guys. Thank you for watching. Meet you tomorrow with one more exciting project. Thank you all.